Hey guys, so I'm back with another tutorial, and today I'm going to feature a new product which I'm really excited about, and I've played with a couple of times. It's really good, and it has to do with my makeup today. So I have on eyes, lips, face, but I'm missing two important things, actually three, and that is highlight and contour. So my face is pretty much one-dimensional right now. I'm a highlight and contour girl. I love it, and especially cream highlight and contour. It's good stuff. So I was excited because CoverFX just came out with their contour kit, and it's a cream contour kit. And I am a brand ambassador for CoverFX for the last year. Love them. I've been using their products pretty much exclusively for foundations and powders and primers for the last year. You've seen them a million times. So when they came out with this kit, it's really awesome because before I used to use like some of their lighter and darker foundations to highlight and contour, but now they have them in a really convenient kit. So this is the contour kit in G Medium Deep. For reference, I'm about G70, which is in the Golden series. I'm probably between G60 and G70 right now because I'm a little bit paler because of the winter. And I can go up to G80 at the darkest when I'm really tan, like if I go on a tropical vacation. But they have shades and kits for every skin tone, other color undertones. Mine happens to be golden, which works out perfectly because this kit came with every single color I need. And it has 4 shades right here. Really quickly, I'm going to go over it, but you'll find more details on my blog. All of these are in the same formula as the Total Cover Cream Foundations, which I'm obsessed with. Cream foundations are awesome because they are malleable. You can wear them light to full. They're really easy to blend and manipulate, and the formula for CoverFX is really good. I always use it when I want to do something like if I'm going to a special event. So the first shade I get right here is G30, so it's a lighter shade for me. Great for highlight. Love it, the golden undertone. Shade number 2 is really awesome because the shimmer, and it's a really good shimmer. It's not just like a random shimmer they throw in there. It's the exact same shimmer as the Sunlight Illuminaire powder, which I always use as my shimmer highlight, but now it's in the cream form, so I'm obsessed with that. Number 3 is, interestingly enough, G70, which is the shade that I'm currently wearing. So it's kind of cool because I have a kit that has my foundation shade as well as the highlight, contour, and the shimmer. Perfect for travel. But I do feel like G70 for me is a little tan. I'm like pulling it off because I blended it down. It's a little tan for me right now, so when I get even paler, G70 will be a contour shade for me. And then the last shade, number 4, is the darkest one. This is G90, so that is the perfect contour shade because it's darker. And all of these are in the G series, the Golden series, so it kind of works perfectly with my undertone. I feel like too, when I contour, I prefer a warmer contour because I find that cooler tones kind of look ashy on me, but there's a kit for everybody, so don't worry. You can find it on the website. Just go and they have like a color match app on the website and you'll be good. So I'm going to show you today how to do a natural highlight and contour and a dramatic highlight and contour. And this can totally change your look. Like, it's one of those tricks that makeup artists use and we get paid for, but like if you know how to do it, like you can really like dress yourself up from like average to bombshell. And there's a natural way to do it where it's just a little emphasis, and then you can do it a dramatic way. So I'm going to show something for everybody, for every occasion. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do natural first. So I have on foundation. I'm actually wearing the CoverFX CC cream right here. Because to me, the CC cream is something I wear when I want more of a daytime kind of coverage, even though my makeup is kind of dramatic today. So I'm going to do a natural highlight and contour, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So I have my kit and I have everything I need in here. So what I like to do when I highlight and contour, if this is like, usually this is something I'll do if I'm like running out for like brunch with the girls or something like that where I don't need to be like super beat, but just like a little beat. So I take the highlight shade. I always do a highlight because I just think it does so much to brighten up your face. And I do this little triangle from the inner corner of my eye down to my nostril, and it goes and meets a diagonal to the outer corner, and then I fill it in. So literally it's a little triangle. So you don't have to put too much product. It's all about your preference. And I'm putting a decent amount, but this is very lightweight, and I'm also going to blend it out for the most part. So I always put it under my eyes. This already, you can see it kind of like brings light to the center of your face. Down the center of my nose. This kind of slims the nose and makes it straighter. Forehead. These are all the places where the sun naturally hits, where you want it to be nice and bright. Chin. And if you want, you could do the cupid's bow. That's kind of like an extra step for me, but this is like a really quick highlight for me. And then what I'll do is a really quick contour. So I'm going to place that and show you how to do a quick contour. So I am going to use actually a combination of the G70 and G90 because I don't want it to be too dramatic. And if you want a more subtle contour, you don't go too dark. You just go maybe one shade up from your natural foundation color. So I'm going to use a Cover FX cream foundation brush. You get both. And then I just do, instead of doing a full out contour like my nose and all that stuff, I'm just going to just do the outer perimeter of my face, and it will help me be nice and bronzed as well as kind of chisel my face a little bit. So I'm going to take this brush right here, which is great because it's going to be easy to blend it. And I do the 3 or the E form method, and you just go at the temple to the jaw, or actually to the hollow of your cheek and around to the jawline. So I'm going to take a little bit more so you can see it like that. See that? And then the other side. So it's like, depending on what side, like to me looking in the mirror, I'm forming in the shape of an E. Like that. And I'm going to blend that in. So I like to use something that's a little bit fluffier that will help blend more and shear it out. So I'm going to use a wet beauty blender. You can also use maybe like a synthetic brush that's kind of like a powder synthetic brush, because that will help blend it out. The denser your brush, the more coverage you're going to get, so we don't want dense for this. So I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to tap over the areas to blend. So it's going to blend it and also kind of shear it out. See how already it's compared to the other side? You can see it's a lot more sheer. And the key for a natural highlight and contour is to definitely blend, because you don't want like light dark. You want it to be like light kind of fading into dark. So I blend out the highlight parts first because I don't want to muddy up my sponge and go into the darker stuff, because it's easy to go from light to dark, from dark to light not so much. So I'm going to switch to a different part on the beauty blender, and I'm going to blend out the contour. Now with the contour, you have to be careful not to move the product around too much, because you only want it in the shadowed areas of your face. Otherwise, if you blend out too much, it's going to look a little bit muddy. Like that. So there is a show, What Not to Wear, which I used to love, and I remember the host, Carmody, she was the makeup artist, not the host. She used to always say, like, if you want to just kind of put some brightness into your face without a lot of work, is to highlight. So I'm going to do that and show you that if you want to just skip all the contour, you could literally just take this shimmer and place it just on the parts of your face where you want it to pop. So I'm going to do the brow bones, the tear ducts, nose a little bit, Cupid's bow. And do you see how that kind of brings a subtle light to the face? So you could totally do that too, like as your only step. But I just showed you like a really quick highlight and contour, and then just to kind of tone it down even more, you can do a all over face powder. This is medium blot powder from Cover FX. And you're going to set this because anything cream on your face needs to be set so that way it lasts. But this is also going to blend everything else that you kind of maybe missed and diffuse any harsh lines. So I'm going to take this all over. And we do need some blush because I feel like when you have highlight and contour, it really chisels your face, but blush does give you some color. So I'm going to place a little bit of blush in between highlight and contour. Okay, and then a little bit of setting powder to kind of take away that powdery effect. Setting spray, not setting powder. And as you can see, all of a sudden I look like I went to the beach and I'm all brown stuff, and you can see these cheekbones here. These cheekbones popping, how nice and bright. And I mean, this could be a natural highlight and contour for someone who's really into makeup, or this could be dramatic for people who don't wear heavy makeup. So To me, this is more of a natural because you'll see my dramatic. You'll see how much more dramatic it is. But yeah, the cream foundations are just about how much you apply and how much, what you put them on with and all that stuff. So this is a natural. Now we're going to switch over to the dramatic. Okay, so I'm back with all of that light highlight and contour off, and I reapplied foundation. This time I went with the Cover FX Natural Finish Oil-Free Foundation in G70. It's a little bit more higher coverage than the CC cream which I used earlier, and since it's more glam, you want everything to be higher coverage. So I'm going to put on a full highlight contour, but more of a dramatic version, and it's more steps, more products, and this is something that you would do for a special event or going out at night, but then I'm going to show you every single step so you know how to do it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm pretty much going to repeat the highlight process, just adding a little bit more product. So back to the contour kit. I'm going to take the lightest shade, which is G30, and I'm going to sketch out where I'm going to place this highlight, and this time around I can apply a little bit more product. Also going to put some to define this little area right here. This will help clean up the contour. So that's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and sketch out where I'm going to put the contour. So I'm going to flip the brush over. The first contour I'm going to use is going to be actually in between 3 and 4, because that's my foundation color and the darkest one, and this is going to help kind of blend everything out, so that way it's kind of like a transition shade for your contour. I don't want to go too dark quite so fast, but I can't put just the 3, which is G70, because that's like my foundation shade. So do you see it's just a little bit. Now I'm going to blend everything together. Alright, you see how that automatically brightens your face up? And then we're going to switch to the contour. I'm going to use the cream foundation brush from Cover FX. I'm just going to kind of buff that in. So I'm going to take now the darkest shade, which is G90, shade number 4, and then the trick I'm going to use is using more of a dense brush that has kind of like a cut to it. So this is the Cover FX liquid brush. These little flat top brushes are good because if you just apply it on the edge, you definitely can get like a literal line. So I'm just going to apply it on the edge with the darkest shade and do a line. And I use the top of my ears down at a diagonal to create this line right here, so that way it's not too low, because when you start getting low, it's more of a masculine contour, and then it starts getting muddy because you might blend it down too low. So just a little bit of that. And as you can see, I already kind of had a little bit of a warmth there, which was from the original first step of the contour. This was just to kind of give more definition. So I'm just trying to soften the edges but kind of keep the definition there. Okay, see how it just like brings my cheekbones up and just definitely slims it in. And then we're going to go in and do the nose, because that's part of a dramatic contour. So I don't want to do too heavy on the nose because I don't want it to be too dramatic. I definitely have a little bit of highlight, so it already kind of slims it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of 3 and 4 mixed again, and then draw a little tiny line on the sides. And I'm just going to use my ring finger to blend it out, because I don't want to use too big of a tool where it starts to get kind of dirty looking. The key with contour is to blend it where it needs to be blended, and don't spread it out too much. So I go from the top of my eyebrow down to my nostril and around. Okay, and then if you want, you can put a little bit more highlight to redefine the bridge. Like that. Makes my nose look even more straight when I do that. I'm going to put a little bit more too underneath my eyes just because I just want it to be a little bit brighter under there. Okay. And then we're going to just set everything with a corresponding color in a powder form. And by doing that, you're kind of building layers on your face, and it's even more lit from within and also more dramatic and also lasts longer. So first I'm going to do is take a setting powder for the highlight, the lighter part. I'm going to use Cover FX Illuminating Powder in Light. And it's a loose powder. It does have a nice glow to it, which is why I really like it, especially for setting it underneath the eyes. So I'm just going to go underneath, set that. And it kind of helps diffuse any lines. For the rest of the face, I'm just going to do a quick set with the Cover FX Medium Blotting Powder again. This is going to help tone down any unblended contour. So I'm just going to apply it where I didn't apply the highlight powder. Just to kind of blend everything in. And then you're going to use a darker contour powder. So I'm going to actually use the Cover FX Bronzer in Sunset. It's a pretty deep bronzer. And I'm going to use a smaller brush to do this. This is the Sedona Lace Vortex FB05 Dome Contour. And now I'm going to add back a little bit more definition that might have been lost by setting your face. So I'm just going to go right in that pocket. And see how I'm trying not to put the color too all over the place, just right where I need it. And the key to having dramatic contour is definitely having the contrast between the light and dark, but you want to make sure everything is blended so that way it doesn't look too much on the drag queen side, unless you like that. Okay, and then we're going to apply a little blush because you gotta bring the color back into the face. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of pink blush right in between where the highlight and the contour go. See how that automatically brings more color back to the face? And I did not forget a shimmer. So when you highlight and contour, there's matte shades that we use to kind of shape, and then you use the shimmer to kind of give glow. But you only want to put the shimmer where it's the right place, otherwise you can look oily. So I'm going to take, let me wipe off my fingers. So I'm going to take number 2, which is Illuminate. It's the shimmery highlighter. I love this color because it's like my favorite shade for the powder highlighter that they have. And then I'm just going to put this at the very top of my cheekbone. And this is where the sun will kind of hit and kind of get that glow. And it's good to have a little glow because my face is matte right now. And I feel like when you have a little glow with a full coverage face, it kind of tones it down a little bit. Some people like to put it on the bridge of their nose. If you're oily, I don't suggest you do that because then it kind of makes you look even oilier. But just for a little shine there, above the cupid's bow. This makes your lip look fuller. You can put it in the tear ducts to kind of brighten up and open up your eyes. Same with the brow bone. Some people even put a little highlight right here above the arches and just kind of like lifts their face a little bit. Okay, and of course we're going to set that as well. So I'm going to use the Sunlight Illuminator, the powder version, which is one of my holy grail favorite products. I use this all the time. Every time I wear it on an Instagram photo, people are always like, oh my god, that highlight. So I'm just going to take a little bit and set. And then we're going to apply a little setting spray. I feel like when you have a lot of product on your face, especially with powders, you want to kind of have everything melt into each other. So I'm going to set with a setting spray. And that is your dramatic contour. So, like I said, it's all about having that contrast between the light and the dark, but blending it really well because you don't want it to look undone or too much. And all this is accomplished using the same product, it's just different techniques and different tools and different amount of the product you apply. So I hope you guys enjoyed this highlight and contour tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know in the products below. I will have a more in-depth review of product details as well as the pictures from this look on makeupbybrendan.com, and all these products can be found at www.coverfx.com. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.